y'all? It's the Almighty Lion checking in with y'all, letting you know it's a Monday. It's a pretty good day. I hope your weekends were great. Hope you guys were safe. There's a lot of bad things happening out here in Chicago, but that's anyway, I guess. If you haven't already, please guys like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoy my content. I'll be dropping more stuff, getting ready to drop more books. I am the president. Follow this very ignorant man across his fellowship of Americans to ensure that no immigrant takes their country. Then I have Nocturnal, my first book. That definitely is an eye-opener for me, an eye-opener for you, eye-opener for anybody who's into the spiritual world of violence. But check it out. I'm all on Amazon Kindle. I publish most of my stuff on Amazon Kindle, so if you guys can, I would really appreciate y'all give me a like, give me a subscribe, and go check out my Amazon Kindle page. It's crazy that I think about how things can be, how life can be. You don't realize how certain things can change the outcome of your life. And that doesn't always mean you can always change the outcome of your life. It could always mean that something happened to cause you to change the way your life is, or to change the way that you think. And most times it's either brought upon trauma, it's brought upon things that you go through that help you try to curb who you are, or try to help you be a better person as you learn and you hopefully want to learn. I've had friends and family members who have changed, and sometimes they've changed for the worse, and sometimes they've changed for the better. I know alcoholism is a big thing with people who can't change. Not just alcohol, but other things that, like habitualness of taking abuse of things that help you. You can be taking abuse of Tylenol, you can be taking abuse of hydrocodone, you can be taking abuse of anything that's not good for you. It is another beautiful day to be grateful to be alive for. You should always count your blessings and tell yourself that life can be worse or it could be better. And if you think your life is bad, and you have to remind yourself, think about other people who are possibly having a way worse kind of life than you do. Not saying that it makes it better, but it definitely does see things in a different perspective. It should at least show you that there's always someone out there who's going through way worse than you. And it also works in the same way. There's someone who's always better than you. Someone not better than you, but can do something that you can't do. But, in that aspect that you can do something great, they just do something greater. And not that you're inferior, but that's just who they are. And they've either found a way to make it work for them, Now, on the other hand of abusing things and trying to break those fundamental cycles, it's not easy. We don't know what that trauma was brought about. We don't know what causes someone to change and to not change. There are people who deal with repressed memories, people who've been hurt. People are scarred by the things that have happened to them in their life. You hear about it, people who can't find love. You hear about it in people who had everything, but this still chooses to be ignorant or arrogant, or chooses not to count their blessings. You have people are afraid to be themselves because they've been hurt. You have people who just don't know if they want to be in a relationship, or they want to be with someone, or everybody is themselves individually, and most times we have to look at each other in the mirrors and hope to be the best for each other. We see each other in so many different perspectives, so many different views. We hear about people, we do things with people. There's just so much that goes on. And I think in a bigger stance, when you look at life and you think that it could be worse, or it could be that I don't want to change because I like doing what I'm doing, or it's hard for me to put the bottle down, it's hard for me to put the needle down, it's hard for me to stay committed to one relationship. There are a lot of things that are bad for us, but there are a lot of things that we can control that at least help us curb some sort of, that we lose hope in our relationships, that we lose hope in life, that we tend to hold on to life because those things give us gratitude, or those things give us pleasure, or those things give us a numbness that allows us to continue to go forward. And I noticed that with a lot of people who tend to drink, tend to have deeper wounds, deeper scars. And sometimes, people just like to drink just because they like to drink. I've come across quite a few people who are still in my life, and people that I have met previously in my life, that all they did was drink. And, they wouldn't do anything else. They would just drink. we all have come across someone who's either hurt, someone who's dealing with pain, someone who can't handle the pain. We're talking to people who either don't want to deal with the pain, and that's why they can't move forward. That's why they don't want to move forward, because dealing with the pain is horrible. Ripping that band-aid off could tear off the skin, you know. And it's scary to think that when you pull the band-aid, it's gonna hurt. People become accustomed to things, and it can be a little troublesome because we learn these bad habits as a way to cope with things instead of learning to deal with our problems head on. Now, you know, I've been in plenty of relationships, and not like plenty, like, oh my God, but I've been in a couple of relationships where I found love and I've wanted things to go the way they did, but ultimately it was me who didn't want it. It's a pattern that most people will say, "Oh, well, you don't know how to be committed. You don't want this. You're abusing yourself. You're hurting yourself by not letting someone love you." It's true. You know, maybe I want more. Maybe I deserve more. Maybe I am not sure what is it that I'm doing. Maybe I'm guided by a deeper spiritual path. You know what I mean? Learning to deal with your mechanisms, and that's why I bring up, you know, the spiritual path, because most times it'll either be I went to therapy or I found God, and then some people either take that to the next level. Oh, God this and God that, and you know, if you turn your life over to God, you know, God will help you with all the problems you have because you know you're not supposed to be this and that, and then you're just crazy. And then you got other people who say, "Oh, Doctor So and So told me that I have conditions of a psychological nature with pills and time and learning to confront my problems like an adult. You know, things will get better for me." Whatever path you choose, whatever you would like to work on, the first step to anything is always admitting that your life is not in control. You are not in control of your life, and that even though you're not in control of it, be all right with that. Try not to hurt people who you love because your needs outweigh what other people's views of you stop you from recovering from whatever issues you may be going through. For those who are looking for love, just let go of certain things and just be happy. You know, you're not going to find love everywhere you want to look, and you're not going to find the right partner. You might get used, you might get abused, but that's something that you have to be on point. If you're feeling something, then, you know, be careful. Unless you're a freaking person who's narcissistic, toxic, someone who just enjoys drama, then, you know, we all deal with something. And I think that once we learn to let go of certain things that stop us from being the best person that we can, we'll soon learn to get better. So, ladies and gentlemen, please take it easy, be safe, and hit and like, subscribe, check out my books. I'll be dropping some new books every Monday. I tend to drop a video. If it's not Monday, it's a Tuesday, so bear with me, guys. If you like what I'm putting out there, hit me up, and if you don't like, tell me what you don't like. Bye.